Franklin. She performed it, however, she didn't write the song. It was actually written by Lauryn Hill of the Fugees. Do we have any Fuji fans in here? Any millennials know about the Fugees from the 90s? Okay, so we have a few, all right. Lauryn Hill wrote this song titled A Rose Is and Always Will Be a Rose. I feel like I'm in the way. I'm gonna just move over a little because I don't want to hinder this. A rose is and always will be a rose. So I figure if a flower can grow in between the concrete, being jeopardized of being stepped on a daily basis, surely can I grow and survive. I also like to think that you are not what happened to you. By dismissing and avoiding the chapters of your historical past and giving it the power to hurt who you have become today because of it, you could be possibly missing out on the treasures and the blessings of your life. See, because there are no victims. There are only those who desire to become victorious over their circumstances. I believe everyone in this room has a story. I also feel like it's the brave and also the broken in us who has the courage to share their story. When I was 34 years old, I met a sweet young girl who was also very hardened. She entrusted me with her story. At 12 years old, she lost her virginity because she was overexposed and under supervised. She was exposed to wild weekend house parties that her mother would host, full of colorful phrases, alcohol, loud music, funny cigarettes, and chaos. At 12, she became pregnant by the boy she lost her virginity to. At 12, she was molested by her mom's boyfriend. She was so traumatized by this experience and the thought of dying, she held on to this secret until the age of 34. At 17 years old, she was kicked out by her mother. These two had a tempestuous relationship. Her mother had a motto which was, children are to be seen and not heard. At 17, she was beat up by a cousin. After being kicked out of her mom's home, she caught a Greyhound bus to another state. Because of her bad attitude and her ugly disposition, her cousin blacked her eye and put her out. From her cousin's home, she moved in with her estranged father and his family. With her, she brought her anger, her bitterness, and her resentment towards adults, which ended up costing her a black eye and being put out yet again. At 17, she lost her high school sweetheart, December 4th, 1987, to leukemia. They said, she's a whore. She's a child. They also said she'll drop out of high school. She graduated June 1988. They said she'll become pregnant and end up on welfare. She was determined to not become a statistic. Who is she? I believe she's any one of us in this room. She is every child. She is every teen. She is every man and every woman. At 34, she believed in herself and the power of prayer and the power of forgiveness. At 34, she conceived a new plan for her life. At 34, she achieved by writing, producing, and performing in a one-woman show, which ultimately transformed her relationship with herself and the relationship she had with her mother prior to her mother's death, August 2011, of leukemia. Her purpose is to inspire, is to share and show love. Her purpose is to empower. There's a saying, we're only as sick as our secrets. I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. And like Aretha Franklin says, a rose is still and always will be a rose. She had the courage to become raw and vulnerable and exposing her story in hopes of empowering young girls and empowering mothers to look for the signs. I believe we all have a story. I invite you to look deep within yourselves and find out what your story looks, feels, and tastes like. Thank you.